Heyo everybody, it's Monkeypuzzle. Welcome to episode number 79 of Monkeywrenching the Beast. We're in this beautiful Mystcraft world that we made last time with the rainbow and the magenta sky and the blue fog and the crystals and the glowstone crystals and spidery great woods and Thaumcraft dungeons and plains and glaciers and flatness and everything. And anyway, this was the accomplishment of the last episode. It's that cloud right behind me. So obviously this is pretty high as well. But I still want to make a quarry here. That was part of the goal. So making a quarry is not the biggest deal anymore. Get back to there and give myself this back so I can see what I'm doing. But the problem is we need a place to send everything, which we have. We've had for a while the Glacier Warehouse, which from the Savannah base over here, I didn't have a direct link book on me, jump through this little portal, and here is our Glacier Warehouse, which was one of the big accomplishments of the first part of the series, is creating a space to process and depot all of the things from our first quarries, which were all out there at sea over here. We were doing a grid of 5x5 of quarries that were 64 by 64 each, trying to clear out everything. And I was going to put a giant mob trap up there, some derivative of the mob star, which is one I did in vanilla. It's probably one of my most popular videos. Anyway, haven't done that yet. Probably won't do it here because going to be changing this world somewhat soon, and that's really a project that should probably be done in vanilla anyway, even though there's various tools here that would help a lot. So this would work now as is, but I want to redo it. There's a number of things. So let me first show you what's going on here in case you weren't here before. So that's just the wall of stuff that I used to build this place, and some various chests full of useful things, raw materials, and some of our first machines and random stuff. And then the originally the items from the quarries were pumped in directly through this pipe right here, and the ores would be sorted into these macerators right here. Those are the 5 ores that we're still working with in this version of the world that are maceratable. Yeah, and this was all powered by a geothermal generator, which is still getting lava from down below, but now it's also augmented by this array of solar panels here, solar panel arrays. Got a couple medium voltages and a bunch of low voltages, and this nice MFSU stores it all up. And so later on, we started bringing, when we started quarrying in Mystcraft ages, we started bringing in stuff in through ender chests. First, taking the stuff out of the ender chests with these buildcraft pipes that were eventually powered by these electric engines, because I found out you can give any kind of MJ to these pipes and to the wood pipes and really speed them up beyond red power engines. Malkuth 1974 taught me that. And then eventually we moved over to stuff just coming through this all-in-a-box solution of the item tesseract. But I was glad I did the other ones first so that I knew how to do them, because this sort of does everything for you. No power required, but it is mighty convenient. So probably use that again to bring the stuff in. We're not running out of ingots or anything like that yet. We're still doing pretty well. I mean, these used to be full, and they're definitely not full anymore, which bothers me, but it's been months and months since our last quarry, and done so much of it that we're definitely still doing pretty well. The thing that we are running low on is coal, and so really that's the whole incentive for this. You know, and coal is good for the carbon fiber panels and which are useful for advanced machine blocks and all other kinds of high-tech stuff like the Vajra that people are still on my case to make, which I guess I definitely need to make before this series is over. Not that I even really want a Vajra at this point, and I use it for in this coke oven to make the coal coke, And also over here, we haven't shown you yet. Haven't used it much, but Nilo Rio set up this thing to compress coal and a little flint and even a little less obsidian into diamonds. And those are all the diamonds we made from it so far. We haven't used it, but I'll let him, when he has a chance, to give you the overview on how that works. And then, so yeah, stuff would come in, ores would go there, and then this pipe here would sort out the rest of the stuff. We get dirt over there, cobble over there, sand and gravel that way, and then everything else went over here. We got shards and all the ores that you can't macerate, and flint and clay. Clay we're also low on, although we're not going to get that from that Mystcraft world. We could get it from another one out in the ocean over there. And then all this stuff, you know, the red power gems and plutonium and good old redstone and diamonds and lots of obsidian still, and had it set up so we'd also get there used to be glowstone there, and then we get these crystals, which I didn't want. And you know, everything else, we get a good amount of bees too, which is really useful. These whatchamacallums, the rocky princesses are great for starting new princesses, and with the right drones you can turn them in to all kinds of other princesses. And since if you've done bees here, you know princesses are in short supply, that, you know, this was pretty useful. There's also some eggs from all the chickens that were roaming around in the Mystcraft plains that we were mining in last. And then, oh my goodness, this was everything that didn't fit everywhere else. And I have no idea how all these blaze rods got in here. We were playing with blazes in a couple episodes ago, but I didn't think there was any link between that and this. So I gotta figure out where the heck how they got in here. Anyway, we're gonna be redoing everything, so that's really interesting. Give me a moment to get over that. How did that connect? I have an item tesseract over here, but oh, this is connected to it. Wow, so I've been losing a lot of blaze rods for them being split over here. All right. Well, yeah, we don't want that in there at all. Okay. That must have been on, I don't know how this one got configured for the blaze rods, because it wasn't before. So yeah, they must have been spilling out of here before. So dun dun dun. Okay, well, now it'll be fixed. Anyway, yeah, and I've got my auto crafting flowchart production modules here, which is what I call these, to get us from, you know, the copper cable and the electronic circuits and the machine blocks and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, so almost done the tour of the old stuff. What have we got in here? This is a little room that's mostly Zycraft stuff that's been crafted. Now these here were a big thing for me when I first started this. I was like, how can I easily set up a whole bunch of storage for all the cobble and dirt and everything we're gonna have? And so I used a builder, which you can't use right now, I believe. I actually have to check. To an industrial craft builder. I believe it's industrial craft. Now I have to look that up. I'm glad I did. It's so long. That's good old Buildcraft. One of my favorites, obviously. So, and actually, you know, I just saw the updates for Buildcraft in 1.6, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm glad I've been sticking with Buildcraft, because for the most part, I've used some of the red power pneumatic tubes and all that, you know, familiar with how it works, but my gut told me to stick with Buildcraft for now. Although there was a tweet that came out of the blue from Elaram that says she's actually still working on it, so we shall see. Anyway, I'm happy for all the mods I got and we get and everything. This is just amazing. So yeah, this was just a way to mass produce bulk storage with barrels and and pipes and stuff like that. So that's the entry system, and this is the system to take them out. But this takes up a whole lot of room in the warehouse now, and also it just is not very practical for taking stuff out. It takes forever. And now with all those blaze rods, we can make as many I didn't mean to do that either, as many extra dimensional barrels as we need. So I want to take all these out and this really compress the storage, and then the overflow from these will just get melted down directly over there in the lava tank, in that system over there. And then I want to turn this around so that these ingots actually face you here, and that all this stuff is over here as well, so that you can kind of be in the center here and have a circle of stuff that you need to craft, rather than I need to run over here to get my ingots, and then I need to run over here to get other stuff, and then figure out which table I'm going to use. There isn't really a flow to it with using the materials and crafting. You have to do a lot of running back and forth and such. So I'm going to change all that. Also, these I did before I had the Buildcraft gates. So everything's redstone engine powered, which you got to turn them all on at once. Can't really easily turn them all on individually. I mean, you could put, a lever on each one of these, but if you're using the whole thing, you'd have to turn them all on, and that's just a pain. And they take forever to warm up as well. And then things may be done and you still left it on, blah, blah, blah. So going to make this all gate powered, which is definitely an upgrade. And yeah, so I'm not going to do all that on camera. I'm going to tear all this out right now and start reconfiguring things. And I'm going to show you what I've done. Let me just finish a quick tour of this Glacier Warehouse, though, for the folks that have joined us since I did it. Nice little AFK spot over here to hang out while the quarry was working, even though it's all chunk loaded and everything at this point. And then over here, past all this auto crafting, we've got the assembly table with its nice handy 25 lasers, and up here the lava powered power for it. This whole little cube of magmatic engines and redstone conduit and everything like that. And over here we've got our lava tank setup, which used to come from the Nether, and now it's coming from the overflow of power from our plant power plant over there, which is sapling powered and wood powered. Is the overflow of power from that is being shunted to these magma crucibles, and it's at the moment it's melting netherrack, but it can also be melting excess stone and cobble and gravel. I'll always save the sand because you never really get that much of that, and turn it into lava. Every time this fills, this whole first tank gets totally used up by these geothermal generators to make UU matter, which we only have 105 stacks of here, but we also have a ton of, not that as much, but over by the plant power plant there's another shunt too, so that's where our excess energy is going. And what else? And then this big bank of recyclers is used so that it can do real-time turning of excess materials into scrap that helps make these more efficient. So yeah, that's the tour of the Glacier Warehouse. Still all lit up with torches mostly. I was going to use the whatchamacallums, wraith lamps to light the whole place up, which would be a lot cleaner looking. The problem is that wraith lamps can cause a lot of lag. And apparently, because they make invisible blocks that extend out beyond the wraith lamp that give light, and if those blocks they can intersect with other things and cause real big problems. Like apparently if they intersect with an iron tank, that's not good. So skip those here for now. Probably should put a nice grid of them in the floor of glowstone in the floor or something like that. Make it nicer. Oh, and here's our little Mystcraft area here with a nice link modifier and places to go around. Got our custom art up on the wall. Got this out of the Pastry Pirates texture pack way back when. I think it's super cool. Lots of these blast furnaces for making steel when we needed a whole bunch of steel at once when we were going to the boilers and making turbines. And then over here is our whole thermal expansion setup. All kinds of stuff happening here. So I'm going to get to work. I just, for nostalgia's sake, I wanted to show you guys one more time before I tore these out. I was real proud of them at the time, but I think they're kind of obsolete at the moment. You know, because imagine you just set up a builder, just one 2D little setup of this, and it can go out as far as you want and make as much storage as you want, as long as you fill them with these relatively inexpensive parts. You didn't even have to put this bottom part in at first. It could just be this, and you could have, you know, storage on demand. Anyway, so that got us going before. All right, so I'm going to get to it, and I'll bring you back. Okay, got everything all torn out. It's the emptiest this room has been in a long time. And I've been over here playing with how things are going to go back together. Got all our dirt, sand, gravel, and cobble all packed up over here, and then our ores and everything. Just push to the side for the moment. Yeah, so I've been playing around with how everything can go. Remember, the goal is to be like right here and be able to craft most of what you need. So there'll be like a whole array of these workbenches or project tables in here. And I think this is enough to store everything that's over there and move it over here for the most part. I have an idea how that's going to work. And then over here, we're going to put the macerators and the furnaces. This one will be an extra furnace for just smelting whatever I need to cook. And also it makes it symmetrical with the room, which is an even number across. Yeah. And then through here, I'll move all these auto crafting tables along the sides here. So if you're doing something high tech and you need to make lots of circuits or wire or, you know, machine blocks or whatever, you can have that set up for here. Coolant cells, blah blah blah, you know, iridium plates, whatever it is, you can do that there. So I think that's good, and there's plenty of room to expand more stuff we need out here, whether it's compressors or whatever is needed for making stuff. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it together. I gotta go ahead and put the power in under the machines and then put them in and get them all piped up. So let me see, that would be the rotary macerators. We still have advanced machines going on here. It's the one add-in to the mod I used. So we're a little bit more advanced than folks would be otherwise in the Direwof pack, but that's the only addition at the moment. Okay, see ya in a minute. Got that almost done. So things need to go into the top of the macerators, and then to get the items out of them, you got to pull out the side. So got that set up with the autarkic gates, which are all going to be set to if items in inventory, energy pulsar. So these should all be automatic now. You know, it's a bit of pipes here, but I don't really mind it. It's as compact as I could think to get it for now without having furnaces hanging up in the air right now. Items are going to come directly from the item tesseract and go into their slots. I'll get those marked in a minute. And same thing over here with the furnaces. Just had to alternate the stone and cobblestone pipe so things don't connect. Last thing to do is set up the chests again over here. I have to empty my inventory and break the chests, or else set up just another one over here, because I need them to be facing the right way, and the wrench doesn't rotate them like it does. It'll rotate a wood chest around, no problem, but it won't rotate a one of these chests. So just gotta make that transfer. And in the same way, I had made a guess about with the stone, dirt, gravel, and sand, which way they would be facing, but it's wrong. They're going to be facing this way, right here. So I'm just temporarily moving the stuff from the ones that are in to the other barrels. And you know, I was trying to figure out how to do it quickly. I had autarkic gates on here, and it was taking forever. And I realized, you know, remembered that any kind of MJ will move the items. So I was hooking engines up to it, and then I was like, well, why don't I just hook a redstone energy cell up to it? Will that work? And it works amazingly fast. I had to stop it. See, that's all done in order for it to be there to show to you. Let's do the next one. And this one here, we've got it's 1,024 stacks. I know that to be true. So let's go ahead and put the redstone energy cell on it. It's already outputting at 100. Let's see how fast items are going to accumulate in here. And of course, yeah, there we go. So that's going to happen pretty quick. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to probably use that trick to move most of these items into these barrels. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to move that stuff over. I'm going to get this labeled, and I'm going to get the pipe coming over and putting stuff in their appropriate slots. It's going to take a little bit of work, setting up all the diamond pipes, things going where they need to go. But I'll keep working on that and check in with you again. Got these all transferred and labeled. Nice thing about labeling sometimes too is not only do you get a visual indication of what goes in there, but that one item that is in the item frame is also the item you need to label the diamond pipe above it. So that comes in pretty handy. Actually, I think copper is next. And whoops, this connects here, and I was trying to figure out how I got around that last time, and I was thinking about sandstone pipes, but they wouldn't connect to this, and maybe putting these under here with slabs here so you could get to them. And I realized, wait, this is where the hoppers go, and that solves that problem. Okay. So I got the processing all turned around and the barrels set up in a new configuration and the sorting system all worked out. I'll show you really briefly what I did, but I just want to show you even more briefly how I'm switching it over, because it's just, I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it's real simple. And it also is a good way to troubleshoot the system to make sure everything goes where it needs to go. So let's flick a switch and this stuff gets pulled out real fast, and then I just make sure that it goes where it's supposed to go. Alright, be back to show you what I did in a second. Well, for the most part, that's all done. Got everything all shifted around in a way that makes more sense, a little bit more streamlined. There's still more things to do, like I want to make a whole crafting nexus and, you know, move the auto crafting stuff, like I said, make it so that you can hang out here and just craft anything from all these materials. But for now, this is good enough, because what I want to do next before we're done here is get a quarry going for the first time in a very long time. So real quick, I want to show you what I did. So after all the ores that can be macerated are pulled out over there and they do their thing and all the ingots get collected in here. You see in here is all the Mystcraft crystals. They get separated, so this is just a whole Mystcraft room, and I should put like some furnaces in here and such so that we can smelt these into ingots and craft all the Mystcraft stuff we need. So that all goes in there, and then coal gets taken off here, and then backup coal goes over here, and then we've got all the shards, the Thaumcraft shards and quartz crystals. They all go over here. Last I knew, you couldn't put quartz crystals in a barrel together because they all had different IDs. Now they don't seem to. Oh yeah, now the IDs are showing up again. Yeah, so that's going to be an issue. So they still all go in there. Anyway, for the coal, I want most of the coal to go in here, and I want the overflow to go here. So in this diamond pipe where I'm sending the quartz and the shards and everything off that way, I did it like this. I put a whole bunch of coals going down into here, and then just one coal going back. So coal can go back, but it tends to proportion things according to how many. You know, you can go 2 to 1. I've done that successfully in other things in the past. So here we got, what is this, 9 to 1. So that should definitely fill this up first, and every 10th one will go back there, and that's fine. So it comes this way, and all the cobble and dirt and gravel and sand go into these. So one extra dimensional barrel of each, 1024 times 64, 1024 stacks, should be more than enough of each, except for sand, which I like, so I gave it another one over here. And the rest get diverted here, and they're going to go turn directly to scrap over there. So once each barrel is full, all the rest is going to go to scrap. So no need for backup storage for those things anymore. And so what used to take up the majority of the warehouse now just takes up that. I think that's a good change. And then everything else gets sorted out over here. For the most part, just added a new one, which we're going to get from the Extreme Hills biome now. Is hopefully we're going to mine emeralds, and there's potential to add and subtract and stuff. And anyway, here's the overflow chest for anything that was unaccounted for. So I think I got everything on me. Let's go ahead and make a quarry, and we'll wrap this up. So I only have one linking book to the new Mystcraft Age right now, the New Age, with rainbows and magenta skies and all that stuff. So let's see, let's turn on F3. We're in plains, so let's get ourselves to a good extreme hills, even though they're all flat. I'm gonna run around and look for one, and I'll get back to you when I find it. Well, I think I found some chunks that may be big enough, so let's put a landmark there and get it doing its thing, and it will make that little laser all the way to the end of its range, so which is the same range that it takes to make the biggest size quarry. Now we got that Thaumcraft dungeon in the way, and the middle of the chunk is right there. I want to make these a challenge mostly, but this one we're just going to go ahead and take. Where's my sword? Just in the interest of time, let's go ahead and just empty this out. Ooh, who's blowing up? Oh, this was full of dudes. I guess because there's no good amount of dark spaces out there, so of course these are going to be at max spawn. So let's go ahead and just get this top area lit up so we can keep our progress. Wow, there's a lot of guys. These would be very challenging too without the high-tech gear, because there's lots of guys in here. I guess it's not that bad. Woohoo. Being clumsy. Which is a luxury you wouldn't have with the other gear either. Alright, so there's that. And we don't want the loot to blow up. So let's get him out of there. And him out of there. Alright, and the rest of the guys I can just take. Alright. Handle that. What did we get anyway? Ooh, that's new. Okay. Give me a second to clear this stuff out of here, and then we'll get going with the quarry. Okay. So got all the good stuff out of here. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And that's quite a pretty chaos node there. That's something else. So let's see where this thing ends. Right there. So we just need some filler blocks. So get that out of the way. We need that. And yeah, actually I think it's right here. Okay. So then if we go ahead and right click that, we've got our outline, which should be pretty awesome. It's totally contained in the chunks, and yeah, we got a nice 4x4 thing. It's mostly in the extreme hills biome. I guess actually we could have moved it over this way a little bit and we'd save that corner. I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Alright, got that all set up, and we're gonna have a nice big square of extreme hills. And there's one thing I forgot to do first back at the Glacier Warehouse. So let's turn the engine off. Two things. One, we want to set this item tesseract. Let's make Quarry 3 at this point, since we took over 1 and had that other that other issue. So we'll set that. We'll add that, and let's see if this is set right. Nope, that needs to be receive only. Okay, so that's good to go. Now, oh yeah, we don't need these anymore either. And I can turn these off. Oop. Okay, so now we need power. We've got 4 energy tesseracts. So I'm going to put 1 aside, and I'm going to put 3 in here. So this is no longer the logger. This is going to be for the quarry. So I'm going to turn those on. And then this one, let me see, that's 1, 3, 5, 7. So we're going to do quarry is 9. Can you tell I like odd numbers? Okay, so set that, add that, and I'm going to do that 2 more times over here so that we get plenty of power. These produce up to 4 each, so we get 20 MJ out of each of these. So if we have 3 of them, that's 60 MJ. This one's got the right sign. Oh, and it's still got energy tesseracts already. So then all we got to do is set that and turn these on. This one is set to turn on individually for more power control. That one, do like that. And this will be using our lava, so we'll get a little less UU matter out of this, but definitely more stuff from the quarry. So we got plenty of power, 60 MJ, ready to go. All the tesseracts are all set up. So let me get back over to the New Age. Okie dokie. Here we are. So this should be real simple now. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna harvest this first, because I think in the area that it's in, it'll actually get destroyed and not harvested. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. If I just set the landmarks up higher, I wouldn't have had to do that, but that was easier. So here we go. This is probably no big deal for everybody, but I haven't done it in such a long time. It feels significant to me. So there is the quarry set up at maximum size. Let's get the item tesseract down first. Make sure that that's set to quarry, and that yes, and that this is send only. So that's where all the stuff will go. And now we just need some power. So here we go. Quarry. Check. There it goes. So it should be getting like 60 MJ. So it should blaze through this. We'll see how fast it goes, really. Up here in the cloud level. So there's going to be quite a bit of dirt and stone to go through before we get to any goodies, which is one of the reasons why this needed so much power. Yeah, I'd say that's going pretty quick. So I'm going to skip this part for you, and as soon as the quarry is built, I'll show you it in action. Alright, there's the last of it. So we should get the mining drill any second now. And it's acting actually like it's low on power. I wonder what that's about. Well, we'll see how fast this moves. Maybe it was just because it was slowing down. Oh yeah. That's fast. Oh yeah. That's actually the fastest I've seen it, I think. You know, my first quarry was like block, 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 block. And this one's blazing. So, sorry pigs, you're going to end up on bedrock in not too long. And hopefully actually when it breaks this ice we'll get water. So that will neutralize any lava. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Glacier Warehouse, and we will see how these items are coming through. So we should have dirt, yep, coming through here and going in there. So that is a check. Well, right on folks, this will take a while. We got some snowballs. That's an unaccounted for thing. So those will definitely be going in the unaccounted for chest, which usually the first part of a quarry is. It's the seeds and the flowers and the snowballs and the landmarks I forgot to pick up. That's nice. Anyway, so this is significant. We're getting resources coming back in. We were not desperate at this point, but there were a few things that were getting low, like green zirconium and the quicksilver that comes from that, or cinnabar or whatever it is, and a few other things like that, and the coal for sure. And you know, now we're guaranteed to have stuff coming in. I felt disabled not having things coming in again, and that was mainly relying on waiting on starting new Mystcraft ages. So anyway, we're gonna keep rolling in it here with, you know, with the goods and the riches. Hopefully we'll get plenty of diamonds and emeralds. We'll see, but I'm definitely not going to take you through the whole quarry today. It's probably not the most exciting thing anyway. Yeah, I'm a little sick today, so sorry my voice is a little weird, but that's also the reason I had time to do this today. And as promised, I'm going to get the download together. Nilo Rio stuff is in his chest by his bed. So let me see. Let me get over here. All Nilo Rio stuff is in these chests, which I'll maybe clean up and organize a little bit more. And then my stuff will be in this chest right here by my bed. So, Yet when you come in the world, I don't know exactly how it works, but if you come in as a brand new player, I actually have to have someone go into the world and tell me where they start, but you'll probably spawn over here somewhere. This is spawn in this area between the redwoods and the glaciers. I think I started about right here. Oh yeah, I made a little stack of dirt there. So I'll do the world save. Whoop. I'll do the world save in the morning. So you'll have a full day to get all the way over here. And then from there, you know where the stuff is. And if you've watched the episodes, you can find your way around the rest of the world. Otherwise, it'll be even more of an adventure. Okay, folks, this is Monkeypuzzle. I'm signing out. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you come back next time. Bye-bye.